For Tom to remember that, because this boy has got a brain like a Wikipedia.
For rowing.
For rowing,
Only
yes,
for rowing.
only for rowing. Writes for the Times newspaper, don't you know? Tell everybody I know that. Henley at the top of the island, punching away. Same tactic maybe as the Cox earlier, that he steers or she steers out towards the middle. Not so obvious. But they got a lead here over Beckett. So it's Henley Rowing Club at the top of the island, settling down now into their race rhythm. Beckett putting in a decent challenge here, nearest to us, nearest the bank, but it's Henley that have moved up here, probably just about a quarter of a length. You can see the coaches there on the screen, following on their bikes, looking at their rate meters, looking at the splits, looking at how the crews are going against their training. And the junior 4 of Henley looking very good here. Some of these girls attending the Henley College, part of the Henley College rowing programme, which sees them training down at Henley Rowing Club. And Henley have been the club to beat over the last few years. And as they move away from where I'm sat, Ella Morgan in the bow of the Henley boat, represented Great Britain out in Munich in the pair. And she'll be pretty pleased with that. As they head up towards the enclosures, it's Henley with a lead now of about a length and a half.
Well, with Henley, success just breeds success, doesn't it? And every year, without fail, they turn out crews that tend to win medals, basically. And winning is an addiction, and it breeds a winning mentality. And the coaches at Henley should be massively, massively proud of what they've achieved. I know Martin knows a few of them. I was having a drink with a couple of them in an Italian restaurant last night. And I think he probably teaches a few at Henley College. And every single year, they turn up at Henley Women's, Henley Royal, National Schools, the school's head, and they get results. And I think they won the Victor Ladurum at National Schools this year, which is the prize given to the team which wins the most gold, silver and bronze medals. So that's a phenomenal accolade for a club. Bearing in mind these girls don't go to school at Henley Rowing Club, where Henley is a club, not a school. And they turn out every day after school, and probably before as well, and train. And I think the concurrent thing about these Henley crews is how well drilled they are, how fantastic they are. They row together, because they're not always the biggest girls, but they are just exceptionally technically gifted, and I think that's proving to be the case here, because you can see their rates come right down, and they are imperious as they move down in the Henley sunshine. I mean, this is their home stretch. They'd be horrified to be beaten on it, and I've only actually probably can recollect a couple of occasions maybe where Henley have been beaten here, and this is certainly not going to be one of them. They are cruising and enjoying the sunshine here at the Henley Women's Regatta, and the approval of the spectators, of which I assume there are many who will be supporting them. And there'll be a tough crew to get past in the junior coxed fours category. And I think race 214 has just left the state boats, and it is a second quarter final of the junior coxed fours between Marion Mercer Academy from the USA on the Berkshire station and Marlow Rowing Club, slightly closer to home, on the Buckinghamshire station. So a bit of an international flavour to this one, Martin.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure. I have not seen Marion Mercer Academy race. Again, your rule of thumb here that they need to be quick to invest the money to come over here and race.
You would expect so, wouldn't you?
You would, and they have made it through to the quarter final. They're up against Marlow.
I think they are quick, from what I can see.
And they look to have taken a bit of a lead there off Marlow. And yep, we're looking at a tidy American crew here.
Marlow, no slouches. They were finalists at the National Schools Regatta in this category. And they also put out a very strong 8, which I think finished up 4th in the final of Junior Girls 8s. So, established athletes at the Marlow programme, but they're being, I don't know, schooled in the arts of Coxford rowing here, because Marion Mercy Academy from the USA, so the long trip across the pond, they are out to nearly clear water here, and it has to be said, for an international entry, they are staying their line beautifully. No hint of any deviance there. They are bang on their station, and credit to their cocks for getting that spot on. But as the race progresses down, I have to note, Martin, that I have noticed international crews, they go out very, very hard across the Royal and the Women's Regatta, and they tend to flag in the second half, and I'll be interested to see if that's the case here.
Well, St Paul's are also in this event. St Paul's are up against St Andrew Boat Club for the junior Cox Falls. That's the last race of the day. Stay tuned after the last race of the day. Tom tells us that we're in for a treat, so stay tuned there. Looking here at Marlow, they're hanging on to the tail here of the Americans. It's only about a length. And so the question here, Tom, is the Marion Mercy Academy, are they moving away from Marlow, or are Marlow just holding their own?
I think Marion Mercy, from when they passed us, I think they might have stretched out. Not by much. There's still contact, but a couple of feet maybe. Couple of athletes, perhaps.
Yeah, so we're coming up to the halfway point. And for me, as they say, for me, they are moving away. But if you close one eye and look at these drone shots, they might be gaining. Marlow, well, they got off the start okay, but they're just not able to close that gap, are they? You feel as if they really have got to put a bit of a punch on now, otherwise they're just going to be following this crew home. You might as well have your race now, haven't you? Yeah, that's what the Reading girls did in that previous race. Yeah,
it was a good one. Yeah, no, I think actually this is not going to turn out to be the 2 feet verdict that I hoped we'd get this afternoon. Nonetheless, credit to Marion Mercy Academy. They've come across and evidently feel like they've got the speed to trouble the best of the UK contingent. I'll be interested to see if they draw Henley in the next round, because that is sure to be a tight race and should give Henley something to think about, which is not an event that happens very often. But yeah, I think you should look there, Martin. It looks like Marion Mercy, I think they've moved out to clear water. If anything, they're moving away now, not Marlow catching them.
All Brit Affair next. Godolphin, Latimer, St George's College. J14 Cots Quads. What am I talking about? J14. It's late, isn't it? The penultimate race is the Godolphin, Latimer, St George's. And then the last race of the day, St Andrew Boat Club against St Paul's School from the United States of America. And that's racing for today. Plenty on for you tomorrow. I think racing starts at 8:45. What time are you here? 8:45?
Something like that. Some horrifically early time.
8:45. Last race tomorrow is, I think, due for about 10 to 5. We have an hour for lunch tomorrow. How very civilised. Right. Godolphin, Latimer to the left. St George's College in the middle of the Thames. And it's St Andrew Boat, it's Godolphin Latimer, who have the Berkshire station that look possibly to have a bit of a lead. There's Consuta, and it is in fact Godolphin Latimer, but not so many strokes gone, still a long way to go. But as in so many of these cases, to get your bows out in front, you don't want to be nose to nose at the top of the island,
no,
do you? Neck and neck is not good. So get yourself out in front as early as you can, and it looks to me very much as if that is what Godolphin Latimer have done. St George's College are holding a good line, pushing some decent puddles away from them, and are very much in contention, in contact here. So keep the pressure on, see what happens to that crew in front, and do not lose contact. I think that seems to be the big message here.
It's the overarching message for anyone who races at Henley. Don't lose contact with your opposition.
Yeah.
And they're not. Godolphin and Latimer are not having it all their own way at all.
Different to racing multi-lane, 6-lane, Dorney Lake,
Massively so.
Hornpier Pont, Nottingham. This is very different side by side racing.
St George's College, as they came past us here, are just about in danger of losing that contact. That intangible, ethereal thing we talk about as contact means that their bow is still just about in touch with the stern of their opposition. At the moment, it looks like Godolphin and Latimer are stretching out for a bit of a push at the barrier. I think they're trying to sort this race out here and now. And if I was in the bow of or if I was the cox of the Godolphin Latimer crew, I'd be saying, right, let's end this. Let's sort this out now. Let's make sure there's no chance that St George's College can come back. And it certainly looks like the crew on the Berkshire station are doing just that. Stretching out, you can just about see clear water between the two boats now. So one more race to come after this. This is the penultimate race. And then we've got one more quarter-final of the Junior Coxed Fours between St Andrew Boat Club and another US crew in the form of St Paul's School. Not to be confused with the St Paul's School who boat out of Hammersmith.
So the Groton Challenge, the Groton School Challenge Cup Junior Coxed Fours semi-finals tomorrow at 4 minutes past 12 and 8 minutes past 12. The final is at 10 to 4. So we know that Henley have gone through, Mary and Mercy Academy have gone through, Godolphin Latimer, barring a shipwreck, will go through. So then it's just between St Andrew Boat Club and St Paul's School from the United States of America. Yeehaw!
Close off today.
That will go through to tomorrow. So down to the start with St Andrew and St Paul's. They're off.
Last race of the day, Martin.
St Andrew, St Paul. Which patron saint do you favour? Let's have a look. St Paul's look like they've gone out the blocks pretty sharpish to me.
Matching kit.
Yes,
Always a sign of speed. That's 3/4 of length, isn't it, already to the crew from the USA?
yeah.
Pushing on a length now. That's a devastating start.
That is very, very impressive indeed. Well, they've broken the challenge there within the first, 20 strokes?
That's the way to do it, though. Don't expend any energy that is not necessary. And I think St Paul's School will probably continue, if this race continues as it has, will probably try to stretch out to the barrier, establish a couple of lengths of clear water, and I assume trying to shut this race off in preparation for tomorrow, the business end of the regatta.
Well, the other race that's going on is there's a bloke on the towpath running alongside and keeping up.
Good work. I think it's a bloke. I think it's a little girl. Little girl might be doing her an injustice. A girl.
Is it?
I think so.
I can't see. I've got my glasses on. It just looks like a person. Anyway, we've lost them. I wonder if they stay with it all the way. Right, here's
In this sort of heat.
the finish there at the top of the previous race. Godolphin, Latimer and St George's College. Godolphin crossing the line. And looking here at St Paul's, who are leading St Andrew. And if we look out of our commentary position, we can see these two boats coming towards us. And they've not lost touch, though. Fair play here. St Andrew Boat Club trying to stay in the fight.
Might even say they're coming back.
And on the towpath, here's your young friend who's trying to run alongside.
Pink socks.
So St Andrew desperately trying to not lose touch with St Paul's School, but St Paul's really did get out the blocks. They probably just calmed down a bit now, taking a breather, which has given St Andrew the opportunity to maybe just gain a little if they can. But it's looking good for St Paul's as they go past the Copus offices towards the enclosures, the boating area, and then down to the finish.
I don't know, St Andrew definitely contention here. There's overlap between the stern and bow of the two crews. St Paul's School, you think they've had added motivation having travelled all that way. Then again, St Andrews have come from Scotland, so not exactly a trip down the road, is it? There you go, Fawley Court. The last time you'll see that shot this afternoon or this evening as we move on towards 6 o'clock.
Beautiful evening. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage and the commentary. We'll be back tomorrow. If you want to tune in, I think the first race tomorrow is
10:20 side by side, I think.
So we've got a time trial again in the morning, and then
Oh, no. Ooh, I could be wrong. Could be talking rubbish there.
I think you are, Tom. I think there's racing tomorrow, and racing starts at around about 8:45. Check the website for details. And as we watch now the closing stages of this, the last race of the day, it's St Paul's School from the United States of America that maintain their lead over St Andrew Boat Club. And there you go. If you think you've seen the St Andrew kit before, it's because it's has been worn by Catherine Granger when she's been representing her club over the years. And there they are, the girls from St Andrew putting in a push right at the very end here. The finish really, really close. And St Paul's approach the finish line still with just over a length, so fair play to St Andrew. They have hung on there. They haven't let that crew get away from them. They've given them a real test, a real challenge, and chased them hard all the way down the course. Now that could hurt St Paul's ultimately. They've got two other races if they're going to win this. Some of their competition maybe have had slightly easier route through the semi, but they're really giving it plenty there. They put on a sprint towards the finish, and look at that, fair play indeed to St Andrew Boat Club, who lose that race by probably not more than a length. Okay, that is the last race of the day. Tom's going to read you out the last few results.
I am indeed. That was the
which, to be fair, he completely forgotten about.
Junior Coxed Fours. Race 213 was a win for Henley by 3 lengths. Race 214 was a win for Merrion Mercer Academy by a length. And race 215 was a win for Godolphin Latter by 1.5 lengths. In the race you've just seen on your screen, race 216, the final race of the day, was a win for the St Paul's School from the USA over St Andrew Boat Club.
Where's the drone then?